Sorry about that. We had a nurse walking. But as I was saying, with the Casey Cox book, got me thinking that Shop Boy book number 4, it is a very steamy book, but it does show love and affection. It shows what a relationship should be like as well, because this book is focused on Chase and Fisher, and this book is very different from the previous books, because even though it is steamy still, the book does show, like I said, that love and affection of the two falling in love with each other, the two working on communication, and it's just all around a wonderful book. I love the book. The series itself is great, and there's a new book being written as well that'll come out later on this year too. The next book that I read was Trauma Healing Workbook. This book was very knowledgeable. It actually focused on CPTSD, and it focused on how to get over trauma from the past. It focused on how colors and food take place in people who deal with PTSD as well. It is a short book, so it's not super duper long. You can finish it in about a day, maybe even a half day. Let's see here. It teaches you how to overcome specific things that happen in your life and issues, and just think differently as well. So as an educational book, this book was really good. I'm not sure if I said it though, but got me thinking, along with Trauma Healing Workbook, were 5 stars. And the Trauma Healing book is written by Dan Hartman. He is an actual doctor or a psychiatrist with an MD, so he does write books, and he writes kind of guides on how to help people as well. The other book I read was Mountains That Move, King of Arley, number 2. So in the previous months I read book number 1, and this one is Mountains That Move, book number 2. Now this book is a little bit more dark. It has some triggers in it, and yeah, it's still very good. It's like a very true feeling book. It's very raw. It's honest. You learn more about the kings and their lives. You learn about what has happened in the past as well, and which brings this book into that darkness and that triggering. So the book does have a twist in it as well, and there is a 3rd book, I believe, that's being written by Casey Cox as well, for the Kings of Arley, and I can't wait to read it. I mean, like I said, Casey Cox, she does great on her books. So she is an M&M, so male to male writer, so she is LGBTQ+. And her books are great. They're really good. That is 5 stars as well. The other book I read was Dr. Sleep. This book was 4 stars. I'm sorry, 4 stars, and it was okay. It is a sequel to The Shining, so me going into it, I expected it kind of to pick up from The Shining, but it actually picked up when Dan was older. So he's older, and he finds out there's more people with The Shining than just him, and so he runs into one of the people. So he kind of took on the place of what's his name, of the person who helped him with his Shining as a younger boy. There was a chef in The Shining, and the name just is out of my mind. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. But so he takes place of him, and he helps out a young girl who is dealing with The Shining. And the first half of the book was very slow, in my opinion, and it needed more action. But also the first half of the book gave explanations and information of what's going on and what's happening. And so the second half of the book was where most of the action was, and the plot and the twists and turns and things that took place. So it was, I mean, all in all, it was a good book. I rated it 4 stars because of the second half of the book. Part of the reason why I read Dr. Sleep was because I fell in love with The Shining. It was very well written, and I mean, Dr. Sleep is too, but I just overall like The Shining. Now, as you remember, if you look back in my past videos, I did not like the movie of The Shining. And I have to say the same thing with this one, with Dr. Sleep. I did not like the movie. I actually liked the book better than the movie. The movie was kind of slow to me. It really didn't have that much action. A lot more stuff took place from the book with the movie, which was good. But it was just still kind of, it was like almost a 3-hour movie, and it just felt like it dragged, in my opinion. So one of the other books I read is by R.L. Perez and Joss, J-O-S-S, Walker. Dr. Sleep, of course, you probably know, is by Stephen King, but The Eighth Road is by Joss Walker and R.L. Perez, and they actually teamed up. So this is book 0.05, which is like an introduction to 2 other books that they teamed up on. And as you know, I love R.L. Perez, love her writings, her stories, the adventures that you go on. And I have to say, after reading this book, I really want to start reading some Joss Walker books as well. This book was a 5-star. It was a short book. It's around 70 or so pages, but it was so action-packed for as tiny as the book was. And you learn about 2 sisters, Sophia and Jane, and Sophia has magic powers, but Jane does not have magic powers. But you also learn about their past history as well as kids in dealing with their parents. They have horrible experiences with the mother, not the father, with the mother, and it's sad what happens and what takes place. Sophia is now trying to protect Jane from magic, and so they travel to Miami, and Sophia wants to rid her magic powers, so she doesn't want to have anything to do with them at all and wants to completely get rid of them. But along the way, there's some trouble ahead, and that trouble might have Sophia thinking of what is going to happen if her powers are gone. If her powers are gone. So the question is now, will Sophia be able to get rid of her powers? Will Jane have effects from the past? And will Sophia be able to protect Jane as well? Now, the last books I did read was The Timecaster Chronicles, book 1 through 3. This is by the amazing R.L. Perez, and who I just, like I said, I just can go on and on about her books. They're amazing. I have every one of her books that she's written by herself, not teamed up with. So I want to, like I said before, I want to look into getting the other books by Joss Walker and R.L. Perez since they teamed up. Because the 8th Road was just amazing, and that is the beginning of 2 other books. So the Timecaster Chronicles was just amazing. You have Twisted by Time, Devoted by Darkness, and Bound by Blood. And the main characters in this book are Desi and Oliver. You go through some time travel, you travel to Cuba, the Philippines, New York City, you travel back in time, forward in time, and you also see the growth of the characters. You also see the characters as they get older, and it's just amazing. You have suspense, you have love, you have action, and it's just a fast-paced story, but it's so good. I didn't want it to end. I'm still a big fan of the Bloodcaster Chronicles. That was like my all-time favorite book. But these books, the Timecaster Chronicles, were just amazing. Now, I'm not going to give too much away on these books because I am going to do a separate video for the 3 of these books, because they deserve their own video. And it's just, like I said, the writing that R.L. Perez does is just amazing, and she's very devoted in her writing and storytelling to make sure she brings you to an adventure and takes you on an adventure and have stories that you just want to keep on reading. She is in the process now of writing a new book, and this book, her other books, the 3 chronicles that she currently has, is YA, and this new book is going to be a little bit older than YA because it has some more steamy scenes in it. But I can't wait for that book. It should be out in October, maybe a little bit earlier, because she is ahead on her writing. And the book even may come with like a box set, so like some gifts and knickknacks and things like that. So I'm super excited for this new book as well. But stay tuned for the video of the Timecaster Chronicles. I'll be posting that soon. And other than that, those are the 10 books that I read. Like I said, these past few months have been busy. Things have been going on, and I'm happy I got to read the 10 books that I did, and but family comes first all the time. So my family is way more important than reading, and I'm always going to be there for my family. I do love reading, so I do read in my spare time as well, and I read for fun too. So, and I love doing these videos as well. But I hope all of you have an amazing day, amazing week, day, night, afternoon, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.